Half-Life Alyx. Man, what a game!
Do you think a head crack could turn a gorilla into a zombie? Oh.
So if you've been into VR for at least 5 minutes, you've heard of this game. Half-Life Alyx is considered one of the best VR game out there among a lot of VR fans. I've been doing VR since the beginning of 2024, but I wanted to wait until I had a clear mind and a lot of free time so I could enjoy it to the fullest. Now let's find out if this 5 years old gem still stands out today as one of the best VR games through the eyes of someone who's finished it for the first time. Let's get started! The one thing I like the most of this game is that it stays true to the Half-Life series. If you've played the first 2 games, you can expect the same kind of formula here. This is a very on-rail type of first-person story-focused game. You'll go through a lot of hallways, but with an enemy shootout happening once in a while, and also some puzzle elements that stops you from continuing. Ammo can be scarce sometimes, so you'll have to scavenge and search everywhere to make sure that you're all loaded up for your next big encounter. Everything goes at a nice pacing. The environments will change once in a while, which keeps it fresh. And you will be introduced to new mechanics throughout your 8 to 9 hours adventure, like new weapons and enemies for example. You know, jumping in this game, I think that you should have a mindset that you'll be starting a very classic genre. It's not something too modern like the open world of Asgard's Wrath 2, but everything constructed in here is very polished in an amazing time. That being said, just like Half-Life 2, Alyx has revolutionized the standard of gaming. Back then, they introduced a brand new mechanic to pick up objects. All you have to do is point to an object, hold the grab button, then yank the object for you to pick it up. The physics mechanics were just super well made. You can basically grab or push whatever objects that you find around, along with other great mechanics like climbing ladders, the way they reload weapons and such. From that day, a lot of other games have adapted Alyx as the modern standard of VR gaming, and you can see these in many other games now. It's not a perfect game though, and it can show a little bit of its age. For example, the smooth walking can be so slow. I wish that they would have implemented a running button or something. I had to use the teleport option from time to time to kill my walking boredom. Maybe the speed movement wasn't something that people were used to back then. Also, being in a Half-Life game, I kinda miss not having the crowbar. But story-wise, it makes sense since you're not Gordon Freeman. Even though I had it on the hardest difficulty, the enemies kind of feel a little primitive. I never felt like I was too much in a pickle, and I feel like this is because they tried to adjust with the teleportation mechanics.
Alyx, how's it looking up there?
It's good.
So the events of this game is happening between Half-Life 1 and 2. You play as Alyx, a character from the sequel who's part of a revolution that's trying to stop the takeover of an enemy group called the Combine. Your father has come across an encrypted message that they think could potentially be a very dangerous weapon. The Combine noticed this acquisition and immediately captured your father to stop whatever they're doing. You and Russell, your ally who helped you through comms throughout your adventure, have decided to go rescue your father without hesitation. And this is where it all begins. The scope of the story becomes way more expanded as you learn what the encrypted data is. And you definitely have some pretty epic moments in there. No spoiler here, but I was very satisfied with the ending. I had no expectations since this is a side game after all. But it was pretty mind-blowing. I could even say that it might have even beaten the ending of the first 2 games. And it sets it up pretty well for a Half-Life 3 to happen at some point. So fingers crossed.
And if he gets on that train, that's it.
Everything fits super well here. Some intense music when needed, or more atmospheric ambience on more relaxing sections. It's just the perfect blend and never too distracting. One thing that really stands out in this one though is the sound design. Like when you're walking through apartments, you can hear random footsteps upstairs and know exactly where they're from.
I don't know, good day? I'd say 6.
Nothing to pay mind to, but these extra details makes it so immersive. There are a lot of moments like this that make me think, okay, this game had a lot of time to cook. And of course, the graphics are amazing. As soon as you start the game, you're on a balcony looking at City 17, and it's definitely a breathtaking moment seeing the construction of the Citadel, and many pieces moving around. There's a lot of attention to detail, like check out how you heal up at the station. very gross, but I can't stop looking. It's not just about having beautiful graphics either. This game is optimized to the max. You can see this beast of a game run on some older hardware with no issues. It's really impressive. Throughout these crafted environments, there's always something to look at. It's always amazing looking at this big ship flying in the horizon when you're outside.
Yes!
This might work.
I did mention that there's puzzles in the game. And yeah, in my opinion, the balance is great. Something that I like is that they never hold your hand for anything. You have to figure out yourself, and it never really felt frustrating, or kind of a filler to extend your playthrough. You'll get weird control panels where you have to figure out how to activate it, little orb puzzles to open a chest, and some connection puzzles to open up the weapon upgrade machine. Speaking of upgrades, the way you do it is by collecting resin containers around. So another reason why you have to stop and search everywhere to make sure that you haven't missed any. It's very satisfying when you look around and find these. Your weapons are kind of primitive when you acquire them, but when they are fully upgraded with some ammo carrying, laser sight and such, you do feel like you have a good set of arsenal at the end of the game. I did encounter some bugs in the game, mostly close to the end, but I'm surprised that they did not take some post-production time to fix these. The ones that stands out the most was this one time, I wasn't able to reload my automatic rifle. It just wouldn't let me put some bullets for some reason. It eventually started working again though. Another one was this one time I fell down a level, but didn't die. So I was just down there at the bottom looking at how the world looked like from up top. And then there was this time where I randomly fell under the floor for no reason. Thankfully, the game autosaves super frequently, so it never really felt too frustrating when these happen. Well guys, if you're hungry for more after finishing this epic adventure, you don't need to leave just yet. Half-Life Alyx officially support mods, and is probably the most active VR mod community out there. There's a crapload of adventures in there that you can start up. Don't quote me on this, but I bet that there's hundreds of hours of fun. I went and tried the highest rated ones, and it's very impressive, and everything is free. Just the mods alone makes this game worth a purchase. It's definitely worth a look after you finish the main game. I could make a whole video talking about these. There's even someone who's making his mod a full standalone game called Gunman Contract Standalone. Definitely worth checking it out and give the support. It looks very sick. Thanks guys for sticking through the whole video with me, and I hope that you've enjoyed the thoughts of a random dude finishing one of the most amazing VR adventure of all time in 2025. Now, do I consider this game as my top 1 VR game? Probably not. But is it in my top 5? Heck yeah! Going through this campaign is definitely something that I'll remember for a long time. This game has done some amazing things in the VR industry in terms of standardizing some essential mechanics that were very well needed, so it still deserves its spots in the Hall of Fame. If you're ever hungry for more, I would recommend Metro Awakening. Some people criticize it for things like only being tunnels and not going outside, but I personally really enjoyed my experience with it. We also have a new game coming out soon called Of Lies and Rain. I tried the demo, and this is definitely a game heavily inspired by Alyx. I'll put my headset on as soon as it comes out. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this review, and would love me to keep doing reviews on some of the most iconic VR games. And make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss on any videos. Big thanks to my one channel member, Seb. Your support is really appreciated and inspires me to make more videos. See you on the next one.